Hello children, welcome back to e-learning. This side Shiveen sir and we are going to study chapter 8 of your grammar book, Subject Verb Agreement. Look at these sentences. Rita is a good girl. Rita and Meena are good girls. So children, what did you notice? In the first sentence, when the subject is Rita, the verb is. Rita is a good girl. In the next sentence, when the subjects are Rita and Meena, the verb has become now are. So this is what we are going to learn in this chapter.
Subject-verb agreement or agreement of the verb with the subject means the subject and the verb must agree with each other in number. Thus, if subject is singular, its verb must also be singular, and if a subject is plural, its verb must also be plural. This is subject-verb agreement. Let's see rules regarding correct use of helping verbs and subjects. These helping verbs are used with certain subjects. Let's see. Is the helping verb which is used when the subjects are he, she, it and all the singular nouns. Am is used with I. When the subjects are we, you, they and all the plural numbers, we use are as helping verb. Was is the helping verb which is used when the subjects are I, he, she, it and all the singular nouns. Were is the helping verb which is used when the subjects are we, you, they and all the plural numbers. Has is used with the subjects he, she, it and all the singular nouns. Have is used when the subjects are I, we, you, they and all the plural numbers. Does is the helping verb which is used when the subjects are he, she, it and all the singular nouns. Do is the helping verb which is used when the subjects are I, we, you, they and all the plural nouns. Children, learn these rules so that you may not make any mistake in the use of helping verbs. Now children, let's look at some rules which are mentioned in your book. This rule is about proximity of subject and verbs. Proximity means closeness. Subject and verb should be placed close to each other. They should be placed as close as possible in a sentence. It means in a sentence after subject the place is of verb. As you can see the example, she loves reading stories. She is the subject and after subject loves, that is verb, it should be placed. But in some sentences the subject may not be placed next to the verb. When a group of words acts as a subject, the main word is actually the subject. For example, the long fairy tales that she narrated were interesting. Okay, the actual subject is fairy tales, but just after fairy tales we cannot use were. Why? Because the long fairy tales that she narrated, this whole phrase is the subject part. That is why were, the helping verb, has not just used after tales. Let's see the other example. The broken chairs kept outside were repaired. So the chairs is the main subject, but just after chairs we cannot place were. Were will be placed after the whole subject part, that is the broken chairs kept outside. And one more thing, when there is a group of words used as a subject, the main word acts as the subject. For example, my friends who are fun-loving want to go out for a movie with you. The subject, the main word friends is the subject, and according to this friends only we have to use the verb, that is want. We cannot write here wants because the subject is plural number friends. We should use here want. Now let's look at the rules as mentioned in the heading features in your book. First one, nouns denoting food, clothing, furniture and stationery are singular and take a singular verb. Don't forget, children, the nouns that show food or clothing or furniture or stationery, they are considered as singular number and they take a singular verb also. For example, the furniture is polished. Never ever say the furniture are. Next rule, when a lot of or plenty of is used to indicate quantity, it takes a singular verb, and when a lot of and plenty of are used for number, both take plural verbs. So it depends on what is used after it. If they are used for quantity, we use singular number. If they are used for number, we use plural number. For example, a lot of coffee. After a lot of coffee, it is quantity, so we have to use singular number. And in the other example, a lot of boys, after a lot of, what is there? Countable nouns, number, so after boys we should use are. Another example, plenty of, after plenty of, what is there? Sugar, quantity, so we should use here singular number. Is plenty of friends, number, so we should use here are. Now the next rule, news. News is always regarded as a singular subject and takes a singular verb. So take care, children, news is considered as singular number. This is breaking news. Never say these are breaking news. Never say the news are good. The news is good. Next one, one of. One of is always considered as a singular subject and takes a singular verb, because see the word one of many, one of the girls. So because we are taking just one of many girls, so is one of the girls is known to me. One of the books is torn. Never say one of the books are, one of the girls are, because one of the many. The focus is on one. If there are two subjects in a sentence, obviously if the subjects are more than one, it means they will be considered as plural number, so verb will naturally be plural number, like Aditya and Vikram are preparing for their exams. Next one, if the two subjects are regarded as one, subjects are two but they are regarded as one, in that case the verb will be singular. For example, bread and butter is ideal for breakfast. Bread and butter seems that they are plural in number, but bread and butter, it means they make a food. So that is why bread and butter is. Needle and thread is always kept handy by mother. If the subject and the verb are separated by a group of words, the verb must agree with the subject. For example, the man in a blue suit is my father's friend. The man, about the man, which man? The man who is in a blue shirt is my father's friend. So we have to use is according to the subject, the man. This waterfall with gushing water is visible from far away. In the same manner, we have to use verb for this waterfall, is. When the name of a country, a book or a film is denoted in a plural noun, it is used with a singular verb. However, they may have s, but because it is the name of a country or book or film, we have to consider it as singular number only, like the United States of America. So don't be confused when you see s with state, the United States of America, but it is a single country. That is why has. The United Kingdom, like the United Kingdom has launched a new missile in space. Some nouns like people, police, cattle, gentry, etc. are always considered as plural. So they take plural verbs. For example, the cattle. Because of cattle, we have to use were. Never ever say the cattle was. The cattle were taken to the meadows. People are. People with people are taking out a procession in support of their leader. When a plural number is used for distance, weight, and amounts of money as a single figure or quantity, it is considered singular and takes a single verb. For example, 3 years is a long time. 5 years was a brief period of ups and downs for her. Whenever we use a pair of, we use a singular verb because the main subject is a pair, and for a pair, because it is singular, the verb should also be singular, like a pair of scissors is kept here, a pair of socks is lying there. The main subjects are not scissors and socks. The main subject is a pair, and that is why the verb will be of singular number. Now children, let's look at some other important rules. Number 1, 2 or more singular subjects joined by an requires a plural verb because they will become plural number. If the subject is more than one, then it is plural number, and so the verb will also be plural, like India and Nepal are neighboring countries. Gold and silver are precious metals. If the nouns are joined by and but suggest one idea or refer to the same person or thing, the verb is singular. This rule we have already seen, like bread and butter is his only food, because bread and butter form food, his only food. That is why bread and butter is. Slow and steady wins the race. If two nouns are joined by and an article is used before first noun, they refer to one person or thing, and hence the verb is singular. Take care, two nouns, they are added by and, but the article is before first noun only, then the subject will be considered as one. For example, the novelist and poet is dead. Two nouns are there, novelist and poet, but the article is just before the first one, so the verb is will be used. The owner and manager runs the company well. It means the owner and manager both are one person, and that is why singular verb is required. The owner and manager runs the company well. If two nouns are joined by and, an article is used before both the nouns. In the previous one, article was before first noun, so the two nouns were considered as one subject, and here if the article is used before both the subjects, then they refer to plural nouns, and hence the verb is plural. For example, the novelist and the poet are dead. Take care children, the novelist and the poet. The is before novelist also and poet also. So these two are two different persons, and the verb, that is why, will be used of plural number are. In the same way, the second example, the owner and the manager run the company well, because now they are two persons. That is why plural verb. Another important rule, if two subjects are joined by with, together with, along with, or as well as. Once more I am telling, if two subjects are joined by with, together with, along with or as well as the verb will be used according to the first subject. For example, the teacher with the students was present in the exhibition. The teacher and the students, these two nouns, they are added with the word with. So the verb will be used according to the first subject, that is the teacher, not for the students. The verb will be for the teacher, and that is why was. And then second one, Ravi as well as his friends. The verb will be used according to Ravi, not for his friends. So Ravi as well as his friends is going to the party. Anyone, another, anybody, each, every, everybody, everything, either, neither, nobody, none, many, somebody, something, and someone. These all are followed by a singular verb. For examples, either of the two girls is accompanying you. Either of the two girls. Either means one of two. Neither of the two men is a carpenter. Neither means also not one of two. Many a boy is tempted to do this mischief. Another thing I would like to tell you regarding mania, after mania we should use singular noun. So many a boy is tempted to do this mischief. Next rule, if two subjects are joined by or, either or, neither nor, not only but also, the verb is used according to the second subject. Take care. Two subjects are joined by or, either or, neither nor, not only but also, the verb we have to use according to the second subject. For example, either he or his friends have stolen my purse. Neither food nor snacks were served in the party. Not only Amit, but I am also at fault. In all these three sentences, what have you noticed? That the verb has been used according to the second subject. In the first one, according to his friends have. In the second, snacks were. And in the third, I am. Well, children, this is all for this chapter, and I hope you must have understood a lot. And for a better understanding, you must watch this video repeatedly, and of course you must go through the book as well. Thank you, children.